Jamell Ponder, but I'm the real Shay. It was important because I feel that I have quite the story to tell. I mean, so it's me and my brother Joseph Ponder, and we thought that it would be great to share this message with the world. I know that kids and adults, I mean, all over the world struggle with low self-esteem. There's also a huge problem with bullying. I mean, so we thought it was important, I mean, to share this message with the world, and to take the avenue of trying to really influence the older generation in order to impact the younger generation. And so we're hoping to bring about world change with, if we can start to really impact youth, children. I mean, it's going to change the world because, I mean, they're going to become stronger, more kind, and more loving adults. I mean, so we're hoping to have generational changes. So, I mean, for me, also, and for Joseph, it was important to encourage youth and families, I mean, to just keep moving forward and to be loving and to be kind. I mean, so Coach Crossover steps in and he kind of fills the gap at times when Shay's dad is absent in his life. I mean, or he's busy working. And this was the case for my personal story as well. I mean, so my dad worked a lot. He stepped out of the house at 13 and was kind of in and out until 15. And then moved out for good at that point. And I mean, so for me, there was definitely a gap in learning how to be a man. And then further, there was a self-esteem issue that was caused by my dad leaving. I mean, certainly mom has always been there, always been consistent. I mean, but also another theme in the story was forgiveness. I mean, so my dad presently has Alzheimer's and dementia, and out of his 10 children, I'm the one that cares for him the most. And I'm not bragging; it's just the facts. So that would not be possible if I carried any kind of resentment or hate or bitterness towards him. I mean, so forgiving my dad has made it possible to love him and care for him at this time in his life. Okay. High school was definitely a challenging time for sports. I did, however, learn, though, to never give up and to always have confidence in myself, even if the outcome wasn't always what I wanted it to be. I mean, so I've always practiced hard. And I've kind of found a way to use failure as a way to motivate me towards something greater and bigger in times going forward. In sports. I mean, for example, in the 7th grade, I had a coach from a smaller high school, a private school, wanted me to come in and start point guard at his school. It was a tuition-based kind of program. So I told my parents, and they were, so they didn't follow through on that. And I always think about, I mean, how different, I mean, say my career would have turned out if I had gone to a smaller school and played more and had more training as opposed to going to bigger schools. I mean, where it's not that I wasn't a good player, but my talent honestly came a dime a dozen at the bigger schools. So since high school and college, I've coached some basketball teams. So Youth for Christ was a place that I coached, and I also coached at the YMCA. So I've coached all the way from fourth graders up through high school age. I do a lot with music. I play the drums. So another great passion of mine. Even though in terms of giving back, I'm actually a mental health counselor. I have a nephew, actually, who I was very close to growing up, and I poured in his life as much as I could. And I'm not saying I'm the only reason this happened. But he's actually an NFL player now. So certainly his talent level is important to mention. Also, his effort is important to mention too. But certainly, I think it's also important, to say that giving back and pouring into others, gives them the best chance at being the best version of themselves. And whether that's being in medical school, or it's advancing in sports, or it's being a musician. So for me, I've seen that pouring into others that I have influence over or in their lives, seeing their outcomes is important. So for me, I also try to stay very spiritually grounded. So for anybody watching, kids and families, always push forward.